Shall we?
Shall we?
Shall we?
Christopher?
All right,
Oh,
we're good to go? Hi, welcome to Holy Chit Chat. I'm Deidre,
I'm Sabrina.
and we are going to do this cute little podcast about some things that we find important. Doing some Bible study, doing some questions and answers, kind of covering some of the tough stuff.
Yeah.
So my thinking is that we need to be able to tell people who we are.
Yes.
So, who are you, Sabrina? No, but specifically, I know, right? It's
Oh, goodness.
Well, I was born. No. So more so because I was thinking about our experience with Bible study and church. Because if anybody looks at the two of us, they're probably wondering,
How
how is it that those two women are doing a podcast together? So tell me a little bit, and then you can ask me, obviously, because we'll have to kind of,
Go back
you
and
can
forth.
do this with me.
Put me on the spot here.
Tell me about, if you can, I know that it's kind of a longer story, but about coming to church or coming back to church, because I know a little bit about that. But can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, it's kind of funny. My husband started coming to play at Grace from time to time, and our oldest was, I think, 3 at the time. And she looked me right in the eye and said, "Mommy, why are we going to church with Daddy?"
Oh, kids can do that.
And they can
Kids
do that. And I didn't have an answer. So the next time Chris played at Grace, we went to church and kind of turned into okay, we're going to go every time Chris goes, to Chris started playing more and we started going to church, and kind of brought us back to our faith, because Chris and I were not on that path. But I knew we wanted our children. So at least we wanted to show them
Kids are a good
religion.
motivator.
They are. And Waylon's that kid that's like, "Excuse me, Mom, why are we not there?" And it's like, I don't have an answer for you. And she's like, "Okay, well then good, let's go."
I love
She's
it.
always been that way.
I love it. So just real quickly, so what had, I guess, your experience been prior to coming back?
Ooh, not that great. I grew up in a Catholic church, going with my grandmother. My grandmother passed away when I was 9, so we kind of stopped going to church. So went from Catholic to, when we did about junior high, my dad got us into a Baptist church. And we were going there for a while, and it just was not a fit. There were things...
From Catholic to Baptist.
Yeah, which that was drastic.
We'll talk about this again more in just a minute.
Yes, like that was drastic for... Because, I mean, even as a kid, it was different, and I didn't know the different things. But there were things that, like, the church required my dad to do that we weren't really great, like, agreeing with. So then from there, we kind of left the church.
Were they, like, legalistic? Or, and I guess maybe that would be for another conversation, maybe.
Yeah, they were diving in a little too deep on things, and then I wasn't allowed to do certain things with the youth due to the fact that we didn't check the boxes off, is what it felt like. And I didn't feel... My dad, even then, didn't feel like that's how church should be. So we kind of drifted off on that. And I was still kind of mad at God, had been for years. And then God put Chris in my life in a funny little way. And then here we are, attending church every Sunday. We're both active in the church. Like, we have friends that are like, "Wait, you and
You're doing
what?" Like, what? But we're very happy. I'm happy.
That's cool.
Glad we found Grace, because I don't know where we'd be without that. So,
all right. So you and I have some similarities, okay? Because again, while I realize that people might go, "How old is she? How old is she?" That so I was raised Catholic until I was, I think probably I was about 20 years old. I even went to a Catholic university for my freshman year. And then I ended up attending, when I moved to Florida, I ended up attending a non-denominational church.
Okay.
So some people might call it Baptist Light, but the non-denominational people would take offense at that.
Yes.
But that's okay.
Baptist Light.
So anyway, did non-denominational for a long time, probably for close to 30 years. And I realized that's probably giving away my age a little bit. But and then we ended up at Grace Anglican. And for me, I always had a lot of questions about different things because of having grown up Catholic and then being non-denominational and then coming back to a liturgical church. but we loved it there.
Yeah.
Not necessarily initially, but eventually we loved it there, which is actually okay because whoever goes to like a place and like loves it immediately.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if
it took a little bit, and
real.
even when we were coming back, there's times that like Chris's mom had to be like, "All right, I really want you there," and we're like, and Chris's dad would be like, "Listen, your mom loves you. Please just do this for her." And we're like, "Okay." And we would go, and it'd just be like, "All right, now we gotta kneel," and things like that. But now it's just like we're older and we understand. It's just like this is a great part, and now we're teaching our kids that this is. We should be doing this.
That you understand that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I put down questions. I made notes about this. Okay, so what is your experience with doing a Bible study or coming to Bible study? And
so scary.
I know, because Bible study ladies can be scary. We're not half as scary as some of the other ones, but
I don't know. Like I am glad that
Have you done one before? So Sabrina and I are currently in a Bible study together.
We are.
Have you done a Bible study prior to this group?
When we were in the Baptist church, it was different from like what we do at Grace. When we would go, it was.
Did they have like Sunday school?
They had Sunday school.
Okay.
So in the Baptist church I went to was huge. So we were broken up between girls and boys.
Okay.
And this was when I was in high school, and then you got broken up by county. Because we had people from Georgia,
that makes
everything.
sense.
So
county. So that you're with the people that
so we are. So there was like, and I did have people that I went to high school with in there. And so there would be about 15 to 20 girls just in our class. And we would meet ahead of time in a big auditorium. They would do a little thing and we'd break off. So we had that, and we had like a book that we had to go through. But this comes into the little bit of the issues that we had in like how we aren't like this at Bible study. If we couldn't get to our homework, we're like, oh, it's okay.
That's a whole new thing. That's a whole nother thing.
But I'm like, but we could still talk and things like that. It was almost like I was left out of things like, okay, you didn't get your gold star for this week because you didn't get to your homework. Which the rebellion in me was just like, fine, I'm not going to do it ever. And I did. That was my fault. But so it was different. We'd sit in there and talk. But I don't know that I got anything out of it being 15, 16-year-old with these girls. I was having a hard time that I would see some of these girls out and about doing things that the church would really frown upon, and then coming back and then they're frowning upon on me like, oh no, we can't welcome you here.
And they got their gold stars too.
But they got their gold stars, and I'm like, I struggled with that.
Yeah.
And then
we should have gold stars just for fun.
You did your homework. But then I came to y'all's Bible study, which I was a little nervous because we hadn't gotten to know each other that well. I knew that you sang with Chris and them and stuff on Sundays, but then I walked in and it was like, you guys welcomed me very quick, and it felt, I don't know, it felt comforting, and it was easy for me, like, and I'm not a person that opens up easily to a lot of women. I joke more than getting like for real about things, but it was easy to talk to you guys, and it stayed that way. I mean, I get nervous about little things, something as simple as praying in front of the ladies. but they held my hand last Tuesday, and we got through it, and it was great.
Maybe that's what we need to do. So we need to just hold hands from now on, and that would be like, the one thing that gets us past the uncomfortableness. I love that.
But it's like night and day compared to what I had as a kid, and I know that I can come to any of y'all and being like, I just need extra can I just talk to you guys? I didn't have that then, and I went to a couple of Bible study or like Sunday school with my mom when I was, because I didn't want to go with the teenagers or if my dad didn't come. I found more that I learned more and that I was more comfortable with the older couples in the church, which, surprise, surprise, I find myself getting along with more people
right now. What are you saying, Sabrina?
No, like I just,
So if I was younger, you wouldn't be comfortable with me? Because that's what my women ears just heard.
Probably not. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Holy chit-chat.
Holy chit-chat. But yeah.
I love it. So, all right, because I'm answering the same questions.
Yeah.
I was going to say you can ask me, but it seems kind of weird at the moment. But so my experience, because this particular Bible study that we're part of has been going for quite a few years.
And I'm new to
it
it.
had been the Thursday morning Bible study, and then it switched to Tuesday because I just said I need a different day.
Yeah, need something new.
But when I first came to that Bible study, I was new in Fleming Island, and I was looking for a place to be able to go. And I got invited by another lady that attends our study. And I said no several weeks in a row to going to that Bible study because coming into a new community is kind of like, do you ever remember like the kids that went to like elementary school and high school hadn't basically known each other all their lives and how difficult it is to have relationships with that. So that's kind of what was in my mind.
You're like, they're already friends. I thought that too. Like, y'all are all friends. Y'all have been doing this for a few years before I joined in. And I'm like, where do I fit in on that?
Yeah. So same from that standpoint. So anyway, but, so I finally said, yes, I would go ahead and go. And it was a very serious day that day.
Goodness.
And there was someone within the group that was having some personal difficulties, and this group of women was willing, if necessary, to go to their house and knock on their door until they came to the door in order to be able to make sure that everything was good and to pray with them. And I was like, oh, these are my women.
Right? You're like, let's go. Whereas I'm like,
that is so powerful.
I'm like,
that is just so powerful.
I would have been like, you want me to do what?
And then
we're going where?
Right. And so, I mean, that it didn't end up happening. We did end up praying, but then the other thing too was that as we got into this Bible study, I can remember sitting and sharing some thoughts and stuff, and having one of the ladies who I maybe had known at this point for about 3 weeks say, "Wow, do you talk like that all the time?" I was like, "What do you mean?" Well, like, you're just like really like clear about things. And I said, well, I'm just sharing.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that was my experience in coming to this study. But I've actually done a lot of Bible studies, some good, some bad. Some good groups, some bad groups. And that's nothing against the women themselves.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, sometimes
Didn't
there's
click.
that vibe,
Sometimes
there's not. When we were in Okinawa, I did a Bible study with single female Marines. And
that's intimidating.
Well, it was enlightening. It was enlightening, and actually it was great fun, and we had really, really good conversations. So this is a little different than doing single female Marines and stuff like that, but a lot of the same type of stuff, like being able to, like, as we're looking at scripture, then to be able to like realize that we're going not really down a rabbit hole.
Rabbit hole.
You go over a rabbit hill.
But you go down the hole.
Is that what we would be doing? Going down the rabbit hole?
Yeah.
I might like the hill better. We're going over a rabbit hill. Anyway, I've totally lost my train of thought. But that it's okay for us to do that, because there's times where you actually learn
more. We've done that.
Yeah,
we've done that in our current class.
Bible. So we will probably end up doing that. I would imagine some with the studies that we do.
I say more a lot than some.
Yes. One of the other concerns I had about the studies that we do is that we'll probably have more questions than we have answers.
Mm-hmm. That's okay though.
I think it's fine. So,
okay.
All right. So we've talked about Bible study. We've talked about you and me. I guess we did good.
I guess
so. So another one of the questions that we just recently had, and so this too is just so our people can kind of get to know us a little bit and how we do things, which is a little unconventional.
Yes, just a little.
Whose idea was this?
Mine.
Mm-hmm. Say more.
Honestly, sitting to do Bible, because we have a small group with my husband and a few people sitting there, and we follow a podcast that we do, and then we break down and write our notes and we talk about it. And I was sitting there, and we started the video, and I just looked at Chris and I was like, "Do you think Deidre would do a podcast with me?" And he immediately picks up the remote and hits pause, and he's like, "Are we going to do Bible study or are we going to talk podcast?" And I'm like, do you want to talk podcast? He's like, I want to talk podcast.
Oh, so this wasn't in your group. This was just the two of you that are watching.
Two of us preparing for our group.
Okay, I got it.
And so we paused it, and I got my notebook out, and we started writing stuff down, and his wheels just kept going. And I was like, hold on. I should probably ask Deidre before we get all of this stuff. And then you sent I sent you the text, and I get this very vague text message that I couldn't read. I was like, I don't know what Deidre means by this. Is this a bad idea? But then I think
I chuckled.
Yeah, because weren't you with the Hills?
I was.
You were.
I was. So, which in and of itself was fun because these are people who knew you back in the day.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing that not only were you and I co-leading a Bible study. Yes.
Wanting to do a
co-leads with me.
Yes.
She's going to be praying, holding people's hands, I'm sure. Right. But then to do this podcast.
But it's something I feel like we have good conversations.
Yeah.
And
I do too.
we have talked about, and I have talked with people. We did, what was that? Get Connected Sunday. And I had younger women coming that I know in the church who can't make it to a Bible study during the week. And I've talking with them of like, okay, how do we do a small group with that? It's hard for everyone to get together, which that went into like, oh, maybe we do a podcast and then they can follow that way. And the more that I've talked to people, I don't know about you, they're just like, I would listen to a podcast. I can't make it to a Bible study. I would listen to you two talk. So, and I feel like we have great conversation.
I'd like to stay humble with that because I don't want people to. Yeah. It's okay. All right. So anyway, we were talking about what to do for Bible study.
Mm-hmm.
We're looking at a couple of different options.
Yes.
That's because that's one of the things that we do is that we get an idea and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, maybe this idea would be better.
Over the rabbit hill.
Yes, over the rabbit hill.
Welcome to Holy Chit Chat, guys.
Right. Holy Chit Chat.
Yeah.
So are we going to tackle Ephesians then?
I don't know.
I know.
They might have to join back to see what we're going to do.
They may have to join back to see that. I would agree.
Yeah. Sounds good.